There's been quite a bit of reporting this past week, but we're still focused on what we can control inside the locker room. So let's talk about the team and our upcoming Kansas game. But first, this video is sponsored by Shakiba Capital, a new way to invest. Visit shakibacapital.com today to grow your portfolio. And a big thank you to Inside Texas for bringing fans exclusive content. Sign up at InsideTexas.com today for behind-the-scenes access to the team. All right, Homer, what do you want to know?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Texas Homer here. And first off, Hudson, I do want to say thanks for being willing to face the tougher questions. I know it's frustrating time for the players and the coaches, and I'm not interested in piling on, but I do have some questions about the team. So first things first, why do you think we are seeing regression 10 games into the season?
I mean, obviously, I don't think that's anyone's intent to go out there. I mean, obviously, our main focus is to finish out the season strong and just learn from it and try to get better. I think it's important that we keep the guys super locked in and focused throughout these past few games, and just because we still have a lot to play for and a lot on the line, and we're just focused on finishing out the season strong and just trying to learn and get better.
And what's the real vibe of the team? I know we're losing, so it's not going to be super pretty, but where are we at?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, all of us are upset. I mean, we're all competitors, and obviously, we didn't want this season to go this way. But with adversity, you learn a lot, and you learn and you grow, and so that's my mindset, and I think that's a lot of the team's mindset, just to kind of learn from it and push through this adversity, and if you keep doing that and stay focused and locked in and play with one another and try to continue and get better, then you'll go out on top. So I think that's all our focus is.
And looking at Iowa State, it looked like we were having trouble getting the ball off in that 3 second-ish window. So were we overthinking at the quarterback position, wide receiver depth, offensive line pressures, a mixture? What slowed the offense on Saturday?
Yeah, I think just the way Iowa State played, especially once they got a little bit of a lead on us, they try to keep everything in front of them. So that was one of the main things they were doing. So a lot of the throws that that came open ended up being check downs and that sort of thing. So I think one thing on my aspect is just like later in the game, even if we are down, just to continue and get to those check downs. Just because I mean you're not going to automatically go up in the lead in one play. So it's continuing to put those drives together and take what they give you. And I think I mean every position group has learning moments throughout the game, and you just got to learn from it and try to get better for the next one.
And then we have the dreaded second half narrative that goes around. But does it feel different in game in the second half?
I think going into halftime and coming out in the second half, I think our team's really confident. I mean, we've been focusing on this throughout practice, and we're trusting in the game plan and what we're capable of. So for me personally, and I think I speak for a lot of the team, I don't think that really crosses our mind. We're trying to come out in the second half and be as productive as the first, if not more. So that's our mindset. And when certain things don't go our way and certain plays maybe don't go our way, it's just being able to channel that and move on to the next play and focus on that next play, to kind of regroup and get back together.
I got to push back a little bit on the confidence thing, man, because we aren't seeing that at the end of games as observers. So, there is something to this second half thing with four straight losses. So, where is that disconnect between our mindset and our skill set occurring?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to pinpoint. I think um, you know it, it's really hard to pinpoint, honestly, and I think we just have to trust one another and trust that we can break that gap and break that barrier. um, Obviously in the past, um, you know we've kind of had this kind of vibe to it, and I think it's being able to change that within our team and within our players and that sort of thing. So
And going into the locker room, who is taking the mantle of the vocal, sometimes harsh leader? We know Rashawn is a leader, and he came out in his presser, and he shouldered the blame like a true leader would. But we're going to need more than just one. So who is stepping up?
A lot of our team, I mean, we've had, um, leadership meetings and that sort of thing. And I think it's being more consistent, you know, with the leadership guys, just obviously taking more responsibility and doing all the small details and whether that's cleaning up the locker, just all the small details that end up translating into the game. So, I mean, obviously on the field and that sort of thing, just trying to push your teammates and that sort of thing. But I think a lot of it has to do with um, being better, off the field as well, because it translates into the game. So, that's something that obviously we've addressed and we've talked about, and something that we think we need to be more consistent of, and something that we'll continue to try to get better throughout the rest of the season with that.
And are you specifically willing to be that vocal leader that will sometimes step on toes to enforce that standard?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Obviously, I want to win. I'm a competitor, and whatever it takes to do that, I'm willing to do. And I think collectively, just as a team, just being able to hold each other accountable in the locker room. It doesn't necessarily mean like only if you're a senior, only if you play. I mean, even the younger guys, when they see something that's not acceptable within our program, just stepping up and saying something, and that's somewhere that we're trying to grow, and kind of translate down to the team to hold everyone accountable.
And usually your top producers are your top leaders on the team, but that doesn't have to be the case. So when the team is below 500 and the offense and defense aren't flowing, do players have trouble stepping up because they may not be producing or the number one on the depth chart?
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think if you're a competitor and you're losing, then something is up and something needs to change. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say so, but even if people aren't producing as much as they like, it doesn't mean they have to be, Mr. Rah Rah guy and that sort of thing. Just the smaller detail, like the smaller actions, and just making sure everyone's accountable, whether that's one on one to someone or something like that. So that's where we're trying to get as a program.
Yeah, you can always step up regardless of your production. We have a term glue guy for a reason on teams. And then, first, are you aware of the Bo Davis video following the Iowa State game?
Yes, I am.
Do you think the team needed a tougher, more direct messaging?
I know our coaching staff is really really kind of a players coach type of thing, but I mean they get after us and they coach us super hard, and so I don't want you know to get the wrong narrative where it's like all like nice job all the time, because that's not the case at all. I mean, they coach us super hard and they expect a lot out of us, and that hasn't changed. So just that one video doesn't really show anything like special or different. I mean, these our coaching staff, coaches us really hard, and so yeah.
And you and I were actually talking earlier in the season about different leadership styles and how you reach different players differently. But do you think the more direct approach will benefit some of the players in seeing the seriousness of the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think, certain situations call for, different ways to express themselves as a coach. So, I think it depends on the situation, but I think it also kind of depends on the player in person. I would say it's more different when you're maybe one on one with the player and that sort of thing. But collectively, certain messages need to come off stronger than others, and that's one way of doing it.
And how do we become a player police team? When we were winning national championships, there were significant consequences for not bringing your best, and that's what led to the title runs. So, what are we doing so that it'll be a player giving that speech next time instead of Bo Davis?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we've talked about as a leadership group, and something that we need to stand probably more strong on, and something that we will enforce. So, I totally get what you're saying, and we have certain things as a leadership group, and we have certain things tied in with this program to where things aren't going to be successful or acceptable in certain circumstances. So we do have those plans in place, and we do execute those, and maybe it's being more consistent with it, or kind of changing it up to where maybe there might be harder consequences and that sort of thing. So it's something that we've discussed, and something that we'll start to enforce even more.
All right, brother, enough of the third degree, and I appreciate you for fielding real questions. Now, let's take a look at Kansas. Is the team staying locked in, giving Kansas the full attention?
Yeah, absolutely. Even with all the outside noise and all that, all everything that's just been going around, that's not something that our team is focused on. We have a game this week, and that's our main focus and really our only focus. So we understand that Kansas is going to be ready to come and play, and we're going to have to bring it, and just trying to put together a good week of practice, and feel really prepared for this game. So all the media and the outside noise, we're trying to limit that, and stay focused within our team to execute on Saturday.
And dude, how do you avoid it? Like, do you just chill and watch Netflix? How do you block out the noise, or do you just have to learn to not internalize it?
I mean, obviously not internalize it. For me personally, I actually haven't been on social media this season, so obviously that helps to, because you don't really see anything. There's a lot of things that I never know about until someone tells me, which is kind of nice. So that's something that I've been doing, but I think once you're in the building, and you're at practice and stuff, all of that, you don't really worry about that and focus on that. We have our priorities straight, and we know what's important.
And football can actually be the safe space, the place where you go to not think about the outside world. And which player sticks out the most to you on the Kansas defense?
Their safety is actually a really good player. He's had some interceptions this year, and he does a good job on reading the quarterback size. So just being disciplined in that area, and being able to look him off when that time comes. But he's a special player.
And what's their style of defense? What coverages, fronts?
Yeah, they're a cover four team. Third down, they're a little bit more man, but their base is cover four, and they'll sprinkle in some cover three as well. And they have a good scheme, so we're gonna have to go out there and play well.
Y'all excited to finally be back at home to play Kansas?
Yeah, for sure. We've put together a good week of practice, and we know there's a lot still at the table, and just to get to a bowl game, and our main focus is obviously to win out, and end on a positive note. But you just have to focus week by week, and not worry about the end result. Just focus on this upcoming week and this upcoming game, and each practice that you put together.
All right, Hudson, I am all out of questions, and thanks for answering the not so fun ones, man. Good luck to you and the team on Saturday. I'll be tuned in as always. See ya.
See you next week, Homer. Thanks for watching through all the ups and downs. If you haven't already, make sure to sign up at InsideTexas.com today for more exclusive content, and we'll see you Saturday at DKR.